Viewers, we are bringing to you visuals coming in from Dibrugarh at this given point of time. This is the Prime Minister who is in fact visiting Assam, and this is the ELF that we are speaking of. He's already landed there, and in just a short while we'll be looking at that aerial show which is to take place. His flights landed on that very ELF that we've been referring to since morning, the emergency landing facility, which comes in as quite a flex for the Indian Air Force, especially in the northeastern region, because it's one of its kind. We bring to you different perspectives of the visuals of the landing itself that the Prime Minister's aircraft in fact made on that very strip. And this strip has been made for emergency landings as well. It's a highway road, it's a bypass, Moran Bypass, which in fact will be acting as an emergency landing whenever required. And it's not just for fighter jets, let us tell you, not just for fighter aircrafts, let us tell you, but it can also in fact be taking up the weight of commercial flights up to 74 tons. Now, this was a conversation we were having with Shivani Sharma a little while back. She joins us on the broadcast again. Shivani, first visuals coming in of the Prime Minister having landed on this very ELF. It's a successful launch is what we see.
Shreya, this is a strong strategic and a defense capability push in the northeast, especially close to the Chicken's Neck area, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is inaugurating the emergency landing field in Moran, which is around 50 kilometers from Dibrugarh. And when we talk about this ELF, this happens to be one of the very important and strategic ELF that can carry all the fighter jets of the Indian Air Force. The landing operations we'll be witnessing here. And in the need of any kind of challenging situation, it can be a warlike situation, it can be a natural calamity, and these kind of highways are highways that turn into the runways are very important to push the capability of the Indian Air Force many-fold, because we've seen such ELFs in other parts of the country too. There are around 28 such ELFs, and this one, which happens to be close to the China border in this area in Assam, is strategically very important. So when we are witnessing Prime Minister's landing here, we will also be witnessing the fighter jets showing their progress. It would be a 30 to 40 minutes long duration show that we will be seeing of the Rafales, of the Sukhois, the transport aircraft of the Indian Air Force, and we'll be seeing that the people out here will also be the gainers from this particular ELF facility. They will be getting a lot of opportunity in the terms of the maintenance of this highway, which has been turned into a runway too. And similar pictures we had seen, Shreya, in 2021, as I was mentioning earlier too, in Uttar Pradesh, where Prime Minister had landed in one of the on one of the highways and ELFs that were turned into the runways. So this is important, and besides this, we also see the underground tunnels that are coming up in this whole area. The Brahmaputra, the tunnel that will be a twin tunnel that will be coming up, and very soon we'll be hearing about that too. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also be inaugurating certain other development and infrastructure projects, and he'll be announcing many projects too. So we see a lot of focus and thrust out there in Assam, especially in view of its proximity with the border, the Chicken's Neck, and also enhancement of the capability. We've seen aggressively, especially after Operation Sindoor, India is ready for any kind of challenges on all the fronts, and Assam is one of the important locations too, Shreya.
Very true, Shivani. And some of these projects that we see, as you were mentioning about that twin tube as well, that's a project that seems to have been discussed and has now come up to be executed in Assam. That's something that they will be starting work on. All of these projects come as a big boost to the infrastructure in this very region, especially if we are to look at this particular facility that we are speaking of. Then there's another major highway bridge that is going to be in fact inaugurated today as well. It's a 6-lane bridge that we will be taking a look at. That also comes in as quite a big boost to the infrastructure in the northeastern corridor for the country.
Yes, Shreya. See, there are multiple projects that will not only be inaugurated today, But there are certain announcements that would also be made, and these projects are being taken up by the cabinet too. That's what we were also discussing a while back. But this is important because around the projects that are to be flagged off and inaugurated, they are worth 5,450 crores. And this is important not only in view of the border areas, the states that are close to the borders, but also in terms of the development of these states. Because when all these projects get started, a lot of employment is also generated. There is development, there is opportunity and capability enhancement too. So now when Prime Minister is inaugurating this ELF, alongside there will be inauguration of the Kumar Bhaskar Varma Setu across river Brahmaputra. That will also shorten the distance for people to travel in there. And he will also inaugurate the IIM Guwahati and also the National Data Center for northeastern region. So lot of infrastructure development push out there, Shreya, we see. And the display of strength by the Indian Air Force is also important to mention, because this is just not an exercise, this is the capability demonstration, which also comes as a very strong message for the adversary, for the world to watch that India is ready in any kind of situation, in any kind of areas, be it close to the northeast or the border areas. And these highways that are being turned into runways are adding the capability of the forces to act as required in any kind of challenging situation or a threat.
Right, Shivani. You know, as we speak, just stay with us, Shivani. We are taking a look at the visuals coming in from Dibrugarh at this given point of time. We see the IF chief as well, and also Himanta Biswa Sarma, the Chief Minister of Assam at this point of time, meeting up with the Prime Minister right there. Quite a crowd that's gathered there to, in fact, greet the Prime Minister, as we see. Shivani, coming back to you, this comes in as quite, as we were speaking of the infrastructure and developmental push. Definitely, as you were mentioning, there aren't just projects that will, in fact, be introduced today, but also kick-started in this very state. If we just are to focus a little bit on the other projects other than the infrastructural push, there's also a big environmental friendly initiative that we are looking at when we speak of the e-bus initiative of the Prime Minister. That's also to be inaugurated today and given a push to.